Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is the first part in my new series of making a tower defense game on Roblox. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made some enemies move along the track and deal damage to the base. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a comment if you want to see some more, and maybe go on and tickle that subscribe button, because it would really help me out. Also, this YouTuber called SlinkyMC has declared a sub war on me, so let's destroy him, guys. Anyway, let's get into the video. So, the plan for today is to make a little track that the robots will walk down, and when they reach the end, it will take damage. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, I made a new game, and I added a folder called Positions into the workspace. I then quickly made a simple track which the enemies would walk down, and if they reach the end, then the base would take damage. Then, I added all these waypoints onto the track, which the enemies would move to. I changed the name of all the waypoints in number order so that when it loops through, it will go from 1 to 12, one step at a time. Then I made all of the parts transparent so that it wouldn't get in the way of the game. I then hopped onto Blender and I spent ages making a model for a robot. In the game I'm going to be making all of the models in Blender myself so that it will look better than if I made them in Roblox. I imported the model into Roblox Studio and now it's time to rig it. I'm using the plugin called Rig Edit Lite, which is actually really useful for making these things called Motor 6Ds, which are for basically making a model move. Then, using the plugin, I rigged the entire model and added joints to all of the different body parts. I then added a humanoid to it and started animating. I changed the name of the animation to Robot Walk, and I started making the walking animation. It was looking pretty good, so I published it to Roblox and then I saved it in an animation in the robot. To move the robot, I use the humanoid move to function, which basically just moves it to the position you set it as. I then play the animation and it waits for the enemy humanoid to reach the position before repeating again. So now the enemies are able to walk down the track and they go to each different waypoint, and it's working very well. It turns out that I can actually collide with the enemies, so... Also, because the collisions are on, it's a little bit glitchy.
Bye, have a great time!
So I added some collision groups, which means that the enemies can't collide with the players. Next up, I quickly made this health bar, and you'll see if we speed up the enemies. Then we'll start taking damage, and it goes down by 10 each time, which is the health of the enemies. I also added this red effect so that the health bar will go it'll just flash red for a second, and I think that's a nice touch. To make the health bar take damage, I made a new module function called Damage Base, which takes in a custom amount of damage, which would be the enemy's health. Then it takes away the damage from the health. Finally, it fires a remote event to all the clients in the game to say that the health has gone down. Then I added some new enemies, so the fast robot on the right, which has high speed but low health. Then on the left there's a heavy robot, which has good health and slow speed. And then the armoured robot in the middle, which has high health but really slow speed. Now I've rigged them all, but for some reason they're walking backwards like Michael Jackson. So I guess I'll just have to fix that. I think it's because I need to rotate the humanoid root part around 180 degrees. Alright, so I got the enemies to walk properly and it's all working now. It's looking a bit dull, isn't it? So I think I'll make a quick map for the game. I added a green base underneath the track. I then made this little entrance point and I made these semi-transparent parts in it so it looks like they're coming out from the entrance. Next up, I added a few trees, which, okay, don't judge me on my building, okay? I made it in about 2 minutes, so...
What the hell is even that?
Then I duplicated the entrance and made an exit at the other side of the track. Alright guys, so let's just go and test the game to see if it's all working. And... oh dear. I think...
The game is broken!
Alright guys, so I think the map's working now. I yanked all the trees, so yeah, it's good. Now the final thing I'm adding to the game is just some waves, so that it will get progressively harder as the game goes on. It's not a very efficient system, but basically what it does is it just has loads of loops which progressively spawns the harder and harder enemies, and each time it waits 3 seconds before increasing this wave variable by 1. Then it fires a remote event to the client in which has the wave number in, so then if we head on to the client now, then it will change the text of the wave label which displays which wave it's on to wave, and then after that it will be the actual wave number, so like 1, 2, 3 for example. So as you can see right now we're on wave 1 and it's only sending out a few robots, but if it goes to wave 2, yep, then as you can see the speedies are coming out, and as the waves progress it will get tougher and tougher enemies. So here like there's going to be heavy robots coming out now, and yeah, it just goes on like that. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. If you want to see more content then click on this video and I'll be coming out with a part 2 very soon. And comment if you want to see any other sorts of videos or anything. I read all the comments and I would love to know what you guys want to see. So with that, see ya.
Subscribe.